Okay, we're live. Hello. Hello, everybody who's here now, anyone who's here now, anybody watching this in the future, welcome and thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. Okay, we're going to continue working on some of the music I've been doing over the past weeks. I'm not sure, I kind of was thinking this might be the last stream I do on this particular song before I go just finish it on my own at some point. We'll see. Depends on what we get done today, if I get stoked on a new section or something like that. If you've not seen me before, my name is Max, and yeah, this is my YouTube channel here. I do music production related stuff, Studio One stuff, music theory, composition, and so on. And right now we're just working on making a beat. So we're going to play through it just to get a sense of where it's at right now. Hearing the intro, you would never know what the rest of the song sounds like, and the intro is very rough at the moment, but that's what we're going to work on today, is trying to get that a bit more fleshed out. So yeah, we'll just play through it a bit in its current state. Great. So yeah, we're going to work on the intro a little bit today. I have some ideas I want to try out and see where it leads. I don't really know yet how this intro section becomes this section. There will certainly be a big intervening section between the two. Right now, I don't really want to have, because you might have noticed this is this reharmonized. And I don't really want them to just lead one into the other like that. I want to have some intervening stuff go on there and then come back to this later on. So we're going to see how far we get with that today. First thing I'm going to do, though, is give myself some room to work to expand this intro a little bit. So I'm going to, I figured this out last time. I forget even now what it was. I want to say it's called Insert Silence. Where was that? Song. No, that won't be it. Edit. Insert silence. And let's just insert, like, where are we now? We're at 33. Let's just put this to, like, I don't know, 60. So we'll insert a lot of time here. Nicholas, hello. Welcome. You get a hello in the chat and in real life. How are you doing? Nice to have you here. That was not nearly as many bars as I thought it was going to give me, but we'll start with that and see how it goes. Okay, so, right, we're going to expand this intro. First thing is, this lead instrument is not doing it for me, not for this very beginning anyway. The white noise behind it is too much for my ears right at the beginning of the track. I want it to be really, like, peaceful and, I don't know, something that doesn't have white noise. That white noise will be nice when it comes in later, but I do want something else here right now. So let's just quickly look or create a new lead instrument for this. Let me just see here. Why is this thing so massive? The harmony bus. What is this even doing? Volume. Oh, it's the volume of these harmonies, right? Obviously. Okay, let's bring that down and we will... How do I have this set up right now? I've got 7 tracks already in here. Oh my god. 7 tracks? What is this one doing? Nothing? It's doing that, whatever that is. That white noise suits the very end for sure. Yeah, it feels like residue or something. Absolutely, that's a great idea. Yeah, so right now we're going to go peaceful. So this is not doing anything, right? I'm not going to ruin anything by moving this. We had created this, but we don't need it anymore. You're gone, and that's it. So let's dive into Omnisphere here and see what we can grab. I'm kind of hoping I'm just going to find a really simple preset that works for me, but I may just make it from scratch too. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so out with the Tuvan guy, and I'm going to initialize this patch and come in with something. So we're in retro land. Let's click U, and we're in retro synth. Let's just shuffle it and just play around a little bit. What? My arrow keys for some reason don't work inside of Omnisphere today. Okay. Oh god. You know what we can do actually? We can just take... This is the noise that we're already using. Canadian pulse. We can just take this Canadian pulse and then that we already have and repurpose it. I'm just going to copy this patch, copy part, and paste it on here. Paste part. And then in this version of the patch, we'll remove the noise. And okay. So let's see, what have we got going on? This is a virus sign. If I take my filter off, it's basically the same, just louder. So I might layer this with a second sound. Let's go. Okay, I'm gonna just initialize this layer. And then I will turn off the original layer for a second. Oh my goodness. Where's this getting its reverb from? From here, hey? Maybe. Yeah, okay. Okay, we're going to just get a new sound here. Let's try maybe analog timbre and go for retro. That's actually kind of nice. How's this volume? Is it like super loud for you? It's quite loud for me. But if it's all right, I'll leave it. Okay. Let's layer it with the first sound. We're just completely overpowering it right now. And then you are being modulated by something? By what? No, you just blew. The first sound is so quiet. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's layer this in just a little bit. And let's link them so that they do the same things. It's giving me some clicks for some reason. That's clicking. I'm gonna probably figure that out later. I'm not too worried about it at the moment. Let's just see what this sounds like already. So I'm gonna just pull this lead track up. And let's see. Don't like it. Oh, they're linked. I see. They're linked with the volume too. Okay, got it. That's the issue. I actually kind of like it just like that, actually. We'll bring a little bit of this one in and see. Yeah. Okay, it's decent. I want to make sure, well, okay, let's see. So you're being affected by velocity and you are too. Okay, so let's go look at that then. I noticed that there were some volume inconsistencies, which might be, yeah, in my performance here. So I'm just gonna even out all the velocities for now. this all comes in too fast, of course, we're going to really pull this out a little bit. So let's just do that now for a second. So I want just like a little bit of the drums to come in at first. I don't want the whole like drum thing to appear at once. Let's just do... Let's duplicate you. Let's turn you guys into parts or whatever that thing is that you can do in here. Convert pattern to part. And then let's see if we just keep the bass out for a moment. Keep this out for a moment. And in here, am I going the wrong way? No. In here, maybe let's take out all the kicks. Yeah, I think, yeah, we need some nice way to ease the beat in. What about no snares even? It's kind of nice. It felt eased to you already. Yeah, I'm looking for like a kind of a longer thing. Really ease her in. So all these instruments, I have this problem of doing this. I don't know if it's a problem. I love the like soft toned, low mid, warmy thing in synths, and I end up putting like 5 of them in one section, and the whole thing gets like a bloated low mid sound, which needs to be EQ'd. So I'm just gonna try to quickly balance this. Let's just loop the main part here just for a second and just see what we can do. I wonder if this helicopter is gonna come through my microphone. We have a helicopter flying over me right now. Okay, so let's see, what's the best way to do this? Sometimes it's nice to balance instruments inside of Omnisphere because it leaves the faders in Studio One roughly at unity so that they have a greater, the word's not coming to me this morning. Basically, when the fader's near unity, you have the most accuracy. The space between the decibels is largest. So if you can set up your gain staging such that it's nearly perfect already when the fader's at unity, you can make smaller movements in the fader more easily. So I'm going to try to move them around here. For some reason on that note, it just jumps up like 5 dB. Pierre, hello, welcome. You can use input controls. Ah, yeah, totally. Someone told me that last time too, and I never do that. I never even have them showing. That's the problem. You're saying it's this thing here, right? When we go input controls, this stuff, right? That way we have like an automatic little gain staging thing coming into the thing. That's actually pretty cool. Okay, this thing is like sporadically just increasing in volume for some reason. Is there automation on the track? No. Is there something in the synth itself that's doing it? If I turn off my second layer, do I still get the problem? Yes. Certain moves just cause it to jump up in volume. So we have to do a quick little goose hunt here to see what's causing that. LFO1, oh, it's muted, is controlling amplitude. LFO2 is controlling amplitude. What if we mute you? Do we still have the problem? Everything else is just controlling pitch coarse. Still the problem, so that's not it. If anyone's got an idea, you let me know. So, okay, let's just get rid of everything we're not using. So there's a reverb on here. There's a tremolo that's not being used. A couple of them. These guys shouldn't be causing an issue unless there's like a frequency boost somewhere that's causing it. And now there's a cut there. That's doing nothing. That's doing nothing. Yeah, I don't know exactly. I don't know if it comes across on your end. But that suddenly gets like way louder than the other notes. So, yeah, what is this? Let's see. Glide. B is left out of the glide thing. Why is that? Yeah, okay. That's a trip. What is that? Is it something in the part itself that I missed? Oh, maybe. Well, I don't know. Let's see. No. I wonder, let me just try an experiment. If I pull this note back, does it still do it? Yes. When I jump big distances. Maybe it's something to... Nah. What is it? Maybe if, okay, let's limit this distance of these two notes for a second and see. That fixes it. Right? Yeah. So when the thing is leaping up in a big glide, legato style, it's somehow triggering a volume increase. Even with the legato off. If anyone's got an idea on that, I don't know that I've encountered that problem before. When I'm gliding a large interval, the volume increases on the synth, just for those notes. I wonder if it's something to do with the filter. That might be it, actually. It's being key tracked. Yes, it's very noticeable. From C3, notes above it jumps. If you pull all notes one octave below, does it still happen? That's a good question. Let's see. I don't think so. Oh yeah, no, it does. Ian, yo, does the glide itself add an extra noise or something? No, it doesn't, but I have a feeling that it's something to do with the key tracked filter. This thing says it's using a modified filter, which means it's so it means it's gone into they've gone into the filter here like this, and they've done some stuff to it. That's a band pass filter. Okay, we're getting to the bottom of it. It's a band pass key tracked filter. I bet you it's the key tracking. Key tracking means that whatever the filter's cutoff parameter is also dependent upon which key on the keyboard you're playing. And so I bet you when it's moving from a low note to some interval maybe larger than a fifth or something, something about the difference in key tracking is what's causing the issue. So let's try to turn key tracking off. I think that solved it. Right? Does it sound better? Yeah? I think so. Interesting. You can do a lot with key tracking filters. The main idea is that a filter will, depending on the filter you're using, you can create a specific tone out of the filter. So say you have a low pass filter on a bass, and you're wanting just a specific amount of harmonics related to a given note to come through. You're playing this note and you only want frequencies up till X to come through because it creates a certain tone. But as soon as you play a higher or lower key and the filter's cutoff point doesn't move anymore, this thing's moving but the filter stays here, if that makes any sense. So then when you're on a low note, more of its harmonics come through, and when you're on a high note, it only has like its fundamental basically that comes through. So this causes it to move in unison like this, so that you always get a consistent tone as opposed to a consistent filter spot that stays the same. Here, whatever, I'm just going to keep a consistent filter spot. Okay, so. Okay, back to what we were doing here. My harmonies are gone because the harmony bus has not been programmed to return by this point. Just give me 1 second here. I'm just gonna EQ and a little bit of compression on this lead sound. Okay, let's see again here. So much louder over here. Those high notes. Those clicks in there. So here's an example of where I would want a key tracked filter, which maybe I'll be able to figure that out. So what I did with the EQ on this sound, if we look at the notes here, one sec, to kind of free up some space in this low mid range where all these instruments are sitting, I'm actually removing a bunch of the fundamental energy from the fundamental pitch of the note. Here's the fundamental. Get out of here, little thing. Oh my god, sorry. I'm a noob. Here we go. Okay, so you can see there, right, that the fundamentals are poking out and the curve right here is bringing their energy down a little bit. But when in the beginning, those high notes, I bet you, are above the tip of this curve. If we go over here, right, so they sound much louder because the fundamental has like, I don't know, 3 or 4 dB more energy. I would like this filter point to move with the keys so that it always maintains that relationship of fundamental to harmonics. I might be able to do it, if I just think for a second, by, let's turn this off, and if we go back into Omnisphere, and since this, let's do it on a per whatever layer basis. If I move, this is a bandpass filter that's on here, so I should be able to, you know, a bandpass filter looks like this, right? So it's cutting off highs and lows. If I shift the bandpass filter higher and fully key track it, so like this, right, there we go. Ah, the key tracker doesn't follow when it's in legato mode like it is. Let's see. Interesting. What is controlling this cutoff? That's a good question. The wheel is controlling the cutoff, so that doesn't matter. So no, that's not how I want. How can I fix this? How can I do this? If I turn the filter off, and instead of this being a bandpass filter, let's make this a high pass filter. A juicy 24. Like this. This key tracking is kind of odd. I feel like this is not key tracking in the way that I want it to at all. Maybe 500 is what they consider like full key tracking, and the other is like over key tracking. I wonder. And then what does that do? That actually sounds a bit better now. Okay, that's definitely not what I want. But still, the legato screws with it. Ah, damn. Can't win with this. Okay, let's try it a different way. Come on. So this time what we're going to do is just, instead of a whatever, high pass shelf, we're going to use a shelf, and we're going to do a really intense shelf. And I've never tried these before. Let's see, like this. It's kind of cool. And I'm just going to watch what the highest notes are. Carolyn, hey, nice to be here joining on your session. Wow, great to have you here. Welcome. So I'm just going to look at the highest notes I'm playing and try to make sure that my little cutoff thingy here is above the highest note I'm ever going to hit in this melody, which is basically that. And now it should apply equally to here, right? Did I turn back on my legato, I wonder? No, I didn't. Okay. Gotta deal with that clicking afterwards as well. Okay, so now let's see what we got. This is so loud. Let's use my little gain knob. Oh no, we're getting like mad compression. Ah, sorry, 1 second. Yeah, the gain knob is something that someone in the chat alerted me to. They're going to get their name said, Pierre, in the chat. And some of the people have told me about it before too. Chris told me about it as well. I don't know, I never use it for some reason. You just go over here to the thing, wrench, and then you click input controls. And you get a little gain knob that is an input kind of feeder into the channel, which is just fantastic. And then you can flip the polarity, I guess, of your left and right channels as well, which is also pretty sick. Okay. Okay, now from the top. Oh, that clicking is just gonna get to me. I've got to fix it soon. What this sound also needs is some decay so that it just like dies out over time and feels a bit more organic than just like holding straight constantly. Also some full analog on there would be great. Hello to everybody new in the chat, welcome. If you want, or new in the chat, new on the stream, if you're here for the first time, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm happy to chat with you if you'd like. If you have any questions or suggestions or anything you just want to talk about, please let me know where you're watching from, and yeah, feel free to interact with me. I like that kind of thing. So, okay, what we need is to deal with the decay. So for just a second, I'm going to link these two things. And then on my amp envelope, I'm going to set my sustain to be 0 and my decay. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0 to be less than that. But then the legato thing is the problem. Okay, so we gotta turn legato off to make this possible. Then we get the clicking. Oh God, there's just no winning, is there? Clicking is just the bane of my music production existence. There's so many places that you can get clicking sounds to happen. In this case, we can solve the clicking in a few ways. The easiest is just to make the patch polyphonic. We might lose, well, we'll see what the glide does when it's doesn't quite work the same. What if we bring this down to 1? It's a bit better. Okay, I'm gonna take a break from this section for a minute just to freshen my ears. Let's just get into listen to the other section here one time through, and then I'm gonna come back. Okay, so I think I know what I want to do. I want to create a space, a unique space for all these little intro instruments to play around in, like a reverb. So I'm going to come into Omnisphere and just get rid of, this is such a rich track, I love it. Oh, that's great, thank you. I like it too. I'm going to, get rid of all the reverbs that are on these tracks. At least I'm going to mute them for now. So let's just pull out the aux send. Yeah, and then What was this patch again? It's called Bum Like You Bling. Remember we were laughing about that the other day. I can't remember what this was doing, but it sounds great. Oh, it's probably the little bells, right? Yeah. Okay, they're going to stay in their own reverb for now. That's fine. Okay, so now that we've got this super dry, they still have a reverb on them. They must be sending to a reverb already, hey? Yeah, they are. Okay. Okay. Let's think. What's using that reverb? Seems like almost nothing except that instrument. Okay, so we can play around with that instrument. The bells have their own reverb too already. Oh, so I was already trying to do something like this in the past. Okay, let's turn off solo U for a second. And we're gonna just experiment with this reverb. Let's go for something pretty large. So I'm removing a lot of low frequencies and mid frequencies from the reverb so that when they're all playing at once, we don't get a big muddled up low, mid, end. Mid, low, mid, end, mid, low, low mids. It's kind of nice. This clicking is, I'm sorry I have to get rid of it. Hopefully it bothers you too, so it will be satisfying when I finally fix it. Okay, let's just see. I believe the clicking is coming from the fact that I'm trying to have a monophonic sound, but it is also gliding and also has a soft attack. So when the release of one sound is dying out and you click the next note, it's cutting that note off directly, but it's not starting a new note. It then starts fading in a new note. And in that turn off note to fading in note is when the click happens. So I think that's my theory right now. I've encountered many of these sorts of clicks before. So yeah, like I said before, the simplest solution is to put it into a polyphonic mode, but because this sound has a release, a tail on it, the polyphonic means they're going to ring over each other, which may or may not be the end of the world. Click theory, yeah. Actually sounds decent like that. It's actually kind of cool. I don't know if that comes through on your guys' speakers, whatever you're listening to, but when the notes ring over each other, they rub. And that rubbing creates this very subtle little, little yee thing. Yeah. Okay, well that's pretty satisfying to me. We get that, and then we also solve the clicking problem in one go. Hooray. More reverb on the harmonies, you say? Yeah, me too. It sounds a little distorted. Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what I'm into. Huh. You got a problem with the distortion? You don't like it? I wonder what is actually, it's a good question, what is actually causing the distortion? It's this thing. It's being run through a guitar amp. Do this. Yeah, I agree on some of the notes. It gets to be too much, yeah. We're getting there though. We'll get it figured out. How's that? That sounds decent. But yeah, it has the fairy twinkles going on now for sure, without the guitar amp messing with it. Zelda life. You like the sound? Great, me too. Much nicer. Okay, we're in agreement. Hooray. Very game soundtrack sounding. Yes, absolutely. I'm a huge gamer, for anybody that doesn't know. So the more things can sound like a video game, the happier I am. By the way, welcome, Skunch TV. Good to have you here. Skunch, what a name. Sounds like a word I would say. Happy to finally made one of the streams. Yeah, it's great that you're here. Thanks for making it work. I wonder if like what would be cool is when the drums do finally come in, a bunch of the reverb like just disappears and it becomes like super in your face, almost hyper dry, minimalist sort of thing. That could be kind of cool. That the intro is like super spacious and floaty and whoosh, then it's just like right here, right after. In fact, that's probably the answer. I'm not like not satisfied with this transition yet. It needs some work still, but there's a few things. I need to organize myself. What am I trying to do here? I don't like how bloaty the bass sounds right now in this part. It needs to feel tighter. It needs more harmonics in it so you can like really hear what notes it's playing and not so tubby sounding. Probably on a laptop that doesn't come through at all, but if you're listening on monitors or headphones or something, you would know. And then probably those twinkles can walk in down here. I don't even remember what chords we're playing at all. G major. So the first note of the twinkle is an A up here. The chord is a G, add 9, G9, dominant something. And we can walk into it from above and then land on this A note. Nice track, South Africa in the house. Wow, amazing. Welcome. Thank you. So good you're here. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, that 13 in there like that. Try both of those. And starting very quiet. There's a thing here in case you guys don't know. This is a bad example of when you would do it, but like, it's good to know. If you take your draw tool and then make it a line, like up here you can select these different kinds of lines and stuff, and you make it a straight line or whatever you like. Highlight all your notes, and then you can just draw in a curve or a straight line or whatever. So normally, like if you're doing a drum roll or drum roll, like a thing where they bang the drums a bunch in a row like this, then you can like, you know, make a smooth motion up, or doing a roll or doing whatever. You can make waves, all sorts of stuff with that. So that's cool if you've not used it before. And then since they're there, we can maybe pull them all up a little bit. Okay, so let's just try for fun's sake automating this reverb. There's a couple of ways we can do it. We can either leave the reverb the same length that it is, which is probably not the right way to go, but we can think about it. Having it be long and spacious, but then suddenly bringing the level of that effects channel down as soon as this beat part comes in so that everything becomes closer, but there's still like a distant big reverb. Let's try that first. The other is that we can automate the actual size knob of the reverb to become very close. So the things still have a lot of reverb baked into them, but the reverb now is small. So you went from a big room to a small room. Both of them could actually be great. We'll have to see. Welcome to anybody new to the stream. Happy to have you here. If you're if you want to let me know where you're viewing from, I'd be happy to know that. Or if you have any questions or comments, please let me know. If you're enjoying the stream, you could consider giving me a like. If you're not, don't give me a like. That's also fine, but it helps me out if you do. Okay, let's see. Let's take that option first. So I'm going to take this reverb, verb 1. And let's just call it, let's change the name. So we're going to call this intro verb so that I can remember. And we're going to automate its actual volume knob here, volume fader, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to bring that down. We'll try it first like, well, okay, let's just do this. Let's try just bringing it way down and seeing what that's like first. So why are you telling me the gain change is infinite? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, I see, because I have a tiny little track, that's why. There we go. Okay, so let's see how low we need to actually bring it down. Maybe like down 10 dB at first. Oh my God, this is... Ignore the little bells because they've got their own reverb. I'm gonna have to deal with that afterwards. In fact, let's just mute them for now. What? Is that not the bell track? Oh yeah, okay. So that's one. In headphones, you can just barely hear the reverb while it's playing now. I don't know, maybe on speakers you can't hear it at all. I also think by the time that buddia comes in at the end there, we should be down already. So let's pull this thing back. Okay, so yeah, I think this could work. Let's hear from the beginning and see. This needs some other effects and stuff. Like I think I'm gonna put some more atmospheric, subtle things in the background, but I do like the direction. It's not so noticeable, but it does clean it up a little bit. I wonder if it's like it's decent like that. And maybe that's all it needs, is just not to be so noticeable. And maybe if we put in a little like some cool reverse thing here, and it comes into that section, that could be pretty cool. Anybody who's new to the stream, you wouldn't know this, but this is like an intro to a song that is completely different. I'll just give you a very quick taste. This is the same melody reharmonized coming later. And eventually into here. So you can see we've got a long way to go to get there. Sounds good on my monitors and Studio Sub. Are you planning to add any perk hits in the beginning intro where it's just the synth? I don't know. What do you think? In this part? Maybe something very, very soft and muted actually could be kind of nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you might be right. That could be a cool idea. Before I do the perk, I want to think about this bass because it's on the tip of my tongue right now. So the bass solo that you can hear has harmonics in it, but it's just completely gone when everything else is in there. So I want to fix that. Yeah, no, don't worry. Please tell me anything that comes to mind. You never know what idea it will spark, so I'm happy to hear anything. Okay, let's think about this bass for a second. So first I want to make sure we're just gonna, we might, I don't know. Like this part doesn't need to be like subby per se. Sometimes that can even bloat the minimal feel, I feel like. We can maybe get rid of some sub-frequencies, not all of them, but a little bit, and tighten the bass and make it more mid-rangey, and then have the fat bass come in later when everything gets big. Citizen World. Max, I'll tell you what comes to mind. You're the best S1 teacher. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. That's so sweet. I'm glad that you enjoy it. And thank you for stopping by the stream to let me know. I appreciate that. So if we grab like a subtle 12 dB and just roll off some of this sub, let's hear it in context, of course. Shamkra, hello, welcome. Okay, let's see if we can squeeze some harmonics out of this bass here so that we can hear it more. We can, I also keep thinking about doing some mid-side stuff here because We've got a lot of elements that are all in the same sort of tonal range, but we want to define them more. Down the center, I have 3 elements. Well, that's not, it is kind of true. How do I have that set up? Down the center, I have melody, bass, and also this kind of arpeggiated chord thing. But this is also like panned. So what I'm going to try to do with this guy, have I already done it? No. I'm going to throw another EQ on him and take out all, yeah, we'll just see. Take out the low mid stuff in the center channel. So we're going to swap this over to mid. And we're going to take out everything maybe in this sort of zone. Which I mean is really its only zone. Here's it left in the center. You're probably going to need some headphones or monitors to be able to hear this difference, but let's exaggerate it. And let's make the slope more, yeah. Now it's in the center with everything, and then we'll remove the mids from the center here. Let's also, back on this thing here, remove some of this bass. Bring in the bass. I also want to make sure the bass is completely mono in this case. It probably is, but I'm just going to test with, someone showed me this the other day. Well, that was on an audio track, wasn't it? I probably can't do it on, well, this is an audio track, kind of. They said, oh, just click that button and it'll become mono. That was on the master bus, I bet you. Hey, you can't just do that on an individual track. Does someone know about that? Can you just like click a track to like suddenly become mono? Yeah, here's that thing over there. We don't have it on these instrument tracks. So in that case, what is the simplest way in Studio One to make sure everything on this track is fully mono? To remove all width whatsoever. Can the mix tool do it? I want to say we looked at this last time and it just didn't. I'm on the wrong track. Bass. The 2 circles. You have it on the arranger track. Up here, you mean. But it won't show me on a per channel basis, right? I can't actually like do that on this track. I don't think it's not going to show here, is it? No. Because that's just a MIDI track. Yeah, I need to have it on this specific channel coming in. I can probably do it within Omnisphere as well. I just want like a really simple tool that's just gonna like doop. I mean, it sounds pretty centered to me. I can't imagine it has any stereo effects going on. Imager tool, here we go. Yeah, I mean, it sounds identical. I'm gonna leave it on just in case. Okay, so let's bring all the instruments in. Oh yeah, and I like how I scooped this thing so hard, right? I actually didn't mean to scoop it so hard. let's run the bass through a saturator. It's actually pretty sweet. I like the warm bass sound. Yeah, me too. I love this kind of stuff. Okay, let's get some context here. Vinyl crack filter would be nice in this segment. I was thinking about something similar, actually. Not quite a vinyl thing, but pretty much like putting an RC20 over this whole section and just trying something. So why don't we just do that? So let's take all of you except you and send you to a bus called, yeah, you as well. You can go there too. Okay, we'll name you. You're going to be called, I don't know, intro bus. And then you can go there as well. Intro bus. And then an RC20. It's not in my favorites. Oh my god. If you guys aren't on the favorite selection train, that's a train you want to be on. Just come into the browser and right click and hit favorite, and then when you're down in the actual mix window, they'll show up first here in your favorites section. Okay, hey, vinyl. So let's just make our own preset. I'm going to initialize this, and we'll just see what we can do here. This is going to be kind of subtle, so sorry if it's a bit on the tedious side, but whatever. Without, with. Pretty subtle, but I like it. Let's hear from the start though, because we might have. Something's up with my harmonies right now. It's acting very strangely. See, my harmony bus meter is reading that the left side is massive and the right side is nothing. And yet when I look at them, here they look fairly balanced, and I can hear in my headphones the right sounds fine. So I wonder what that is about. Ah. That's because one of them is not going to the harmony bus anymore. There we go. The humming sound. Sorry, just one sec. Is it the lawnmower coming through my headphones? Kind of in key with the song. Is that what you're hearing? Okay, let's just try something quickly on the percussion idea, percussion in the beginning, and then I'm going to start like maybe expanding this a little bit. So one idea would be, what sounds have we got in here? I love that sound. Let's just get another sound, and how about let's just go into percussion, and let's get hit and smack. Not quite what I'm looking for. Ah, God. Oh my God, am I just changing my... You gotta be kidding me. I just changed my sound for my bass and now it's completely gone. So, luckily, I believe I just saved this song like a second ago, so I'm gonna close it. New version of Studio One. Yeah, for some reason the arrow keys are just not behaving. I click inside of a plugin and instead it changes something else, and then sometimes it changes inside the plugin, and then now I've lost that sound. So yeah, I believe I pushed save right before I started messing with that, which is very fortunate. So I can just load it right back up and we should be in good shape. Okay. None of this is at all what I want. I just want something really simple. We're not even going to hear the tone of it, so to speak, the high end of it at all. So perhaps a hand drum. Perhaps. If we take this, where are you? Shorten it like crazy. That's not a steep enough curve on this thing. In here, we can go low pass, doom. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Sounds like the ocean with this VHS sound in the background here. Okay, and then we're going to create a little thingy and just try something. Okay. That's one option. Another would be a kind of offset pattern, like groups of 3. Oh my god. This kind of thing. It's not a group of 3, it's a group of 2. Da, 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 da. No. This one was better. How about on the off beats? Well, on the beat too. It's actually kind of nice. Not quite. Maybe put it just, maybe leave the intro completely blank and put it here. kind of cool, actually. I'm gonna mute it for now. I'm unsure about it and don't want to make the decision at this point, so let's just leave it. How many times can we repeat this before we're tired of it? That's the question. This. What if we mute this? $50 kajillion times. Could be kind of cool to drop the melody for a second, maybe, if it was done tastefully. From Spain, wow. Greetings from Canada. Do we think there's potential here? The dropping the melody thing? Like, it would need tweaking, but we hear it twice, and then maybe like some effect, and then we have the beat come in, no melodies, no harmonies. Just the arpeggio and the bass, so the bass gets to be heard a little bit. And then perhaps right here, just drop these drums. When you involuntarily hum the song around the clock, maybe it's too much. Mute these guys. Perhaps mute the arpeggio as well. Mute the arpeggio right there. Same with this arpeggio right here. Perhaps the melody now will harmonize with the bass just for this motion. Do 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 do. We need to end up on here. So for now, let us simply delete this, add in a little section right here, Bo do 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 do. So that's the bass movement. And then the melody needs to end up on an E. Can we harmonize that bass movement with the melody and end up on an E properly? It's kind of nice. Let's try that. Oh, I'm an octave too high. Oh well. Yeah. Let's hear it coming in there. Transition needs to be much better, but we'll get there. We're actually like spread out like this. And try that little line instead. It's not like exactly what I'm looking for. Maybe if we just add more harmonies, it will be better. I mean, nothing gets worse with more harmonies, that's for sure. So let's just do it. We're gonna add you and you and you. And let's solo bass, lead, and harmonies. This lead. And then let's draw on harmony 1. Let's see here. So one of them should be this one. And then the other one could be a duplicate of the original, of the bass that is. It's not bad. Sound kind of weird being cut off like that, though. It's probably something to worry about for another time. Yeah. I'm just going to try something crazy because it's fun. So let's just take all of this and duplicate it, and then we are going to key change just like sporadically, without any warning. Just try some shit and see if it works. Excuse me. So I'm going to transpose these up by, I have no idea. I'm just going to try something and see. 3. Most of these are going to sound ridiculous, but ooh, feels fresh once you're in it, but the change is ridiculous. Okay, let's try a different one. How about down by 2? I'm not thinking theoretically here at all. I mean, we'll probably get to that point, but right now I'm just throwing shit at the wall. Ooh, that's nice too. I kind of like that. I think I might try to smooth that out and make it work. It almost just works. Oh, it feels so good. New keys, man. Jeez, what do you say about it? I mentioned this before. One of my mentors, bless his name, Ted Green. If you play guitar, please search Ted Green on YouTube. Watch every single video. Complete your life. unfortunately, I never got to meet the man in person. He died before I knew about him, but it works, surprising but not jarring. Yeah, it's true, actually. Definition of a musical god, my idol, got to be one of my top idols. And yeah, he talks so much about the freshness of keys, about becoming so accustomed to a certain set of notes that it becomes stale after a while. And hearing something new come in freshens the whole world up. And that's the feeling I'm getting when I'm hearing this too. And so it already like is working. There may be some little tiny tweaks I can do to make it work even better, but I'm gonna play it from the start and then see how it feels. If anyone knows any songs with great key changes, please let me know. I keep like a list of them, so long as it's not just like a step up one semitone key change. Anything else is very welcome. I love them. Makes you want to cry, some of those notes. I don't know what it is. Something in there is just getting me. Yeah, Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds absolutely has some nice ones. I fully agree with you on that. Yeah, it is a good sign for sure. Oh, man. I've been listening to trap music all week because this work I do for a company, creating chord progressions and melodies and things, has me doing that. And yeah, it's just been an entire week of like... all this shit for like a week, literally like hundreds of songs over and over, and I'm like constantly like, I'm fucking amped, all this stuff. And then coming to this and hearing just like the gentleness again, I'm like, oh, it's so nice. I love gentle music too. I love the heavy stuff too, but like pretty gentle stuff is so nice. I would also love to know what you guys have been listening to. If you'd like to list any artists or genres like that are like fresh for you right now, I'm always into like finding some new music, so please let me know. Somehow just moving down 2 steps makes it sound so much more melancholy. That's what I feel, man. Like when it gets to that second chord, you're like, oh, what's this? And then you hit this, and I just feel like, oh. I don't know what it is about it, but yeah. Okay, let's just, and also downwards key changes, come on, that doesn't happen. I mean, it happens in jazz, but in like the world of pop music, electronic music, whatever, you almost never hear people going down. Not like that. I mean, you could say, you've gone up a minor 7th. No, I just went down a whole step in my mind anyway. That's what it feels to me, like everything sinks. It's not like a raising in energy. It's almost like a depressive quality, but it's, I don't know, I dig that. we could even go back to this too. It already feels like nice to come back to it. So, okay, so we're gonna just quickly look at like one by one these instruments and what they can do to potentially just like maybe walk into the next notes just a little bit smoother. I haven't even like thought about at all the theoretical aspect of what I'm doing. But anybody who knows me well knows like I'm an absolute theory nut to the extreme. I'm obsessed with it, about everything, but from a practical standpoint, about theory for the sake of creating beauty. But that doesn't mean I'm always thinking about it, as in like when I'm creating music, I'm just in my head thinking, oh, this. Sometimes that's happening, but more like that's a problem-solving tool that I have now, is that if I get stuck somewhere, I can use my theoretical understanding to help me out and solve a problem. But a lot of the times I'm just doing this. I just like throw my hands down on the keys or just shift something around or just try whatever, because that's, for me, the fun of the exploratory discovering part of music is you just want to know what happens if you just do something completely wild. And then sometimes you hit upon something wonderful, and that's really exciting. That's like what makes me really happy when I'm making music, is that exciting discovery feeling. And so then there comes a time like this. Okay, we've made a discovery. Maybe now I can understand what I did, so I can utilize that knowledge in future music through theoretical means, and B, I might be able to even enhance what I've done through some theory that maybe just the throwing shit at the wall didn't quite capture everything. There might be even greater something or other. So let's just see. First thing I want to look at is the bass, what it's doing. It actually like works perfectly. How is that possible? I need a less gross metaphor than throwing shit at the wall. Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Oh, yeah, of course. I'm thinking I'm going to come in here and see. This is a kind of weird thing that happens when I did the transpose, as you saw, by like grabbing this, all this, right-clicking and hitting transpose -2. But that doesn't actually change the notes in the MIDI tracks. It's just like globally putting them down, so I don't see any difference. So I actually need to fix that. I'm just going to set these back to 0 and then come in here and actually just put them all down. Let's see, how can I grab you guys like this? Thinking theory-wise, you're in D minor, F major, moving to C minor, which is moving 2 keys to the left from the circle of pitch, which according to Jacob is the minor direction. Yeah, that's right. He would think about it as like brightening and darkening, and the 2 keys away. Yeah, that's a bigger discussion I can't get into. But if anybody watching this now or in the future really wants to like get a good comprehension of the mechanics of harmony, there's a book by my mentor called Harmonic Experience by W.A. Mathieu, Mathieu. And there's a lot there that can describe or show how movements like this work and why the sound does what it does and so on. It's a bit too much of a discussion to get into now, but yeah. Okay, so good. We've moved that down now. Yeah, it's funny. I don't ever say throwing shit at the wall. I don't know why that was like what came to me today. Okay, so we have this like, it's funny, this chord ends up moving up a half step. We're on a G here, and then we end up at a G sharp. So let's just think about, there's a couple maybe bass line moves. Could do that. Or dun. That's kind of weird as it's doing right now. It's kind of jarring. Let's try the back and forth method. According to Benny Anderson, there's no such thing as heavenly inspiration, just hard work that counts. That was the case for him anyway. Yeah, it's an interesting topic for sure about inspiration. I don't know though. I mean, sometimes for me when I'm working, who can say? Something just appears, you know? You just suddenly say, how about this? Something I never would have thought of and could have just disregarded as being a stupid idea. And I think it could equally be argued that lots of practice, lots of thinking about it, these ideas arise, you just try them, sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. However, sometimes it really does feel like ideas just come to you and are perfect for what you're doing. I think there's something to it. I kind of like that. Do-do-do-do. Let's just try that. Kind of weird. Of course, because it's a C over a G chord, that's why. Yeah, I don't know about that. Let's leave it as it was for now. And in the arpeggios, they basically are perfect. Just walk straight up into it. So weird playing like 4 beats of one key and hearing another key. I keep hearing this chord now as being part of the new key. And it works. I mean, this is a G major. We're going to the key of C minor. You know, like if we were in D, that's not a chord sound. We're in D. We hit a C. We just start thinking about this. We hit a C. We hit a C. No, we hit a G. That's right. That's the whole point. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't even know where it comes now. We have this. And then we hit a G, which is the 5 chord of the key we're going to. Right, C minor. So it's very cool, it just worked out. we hit this, and we're just thinking about this as 5 of C. Except we don't go to the 1 chord, we go to the flat 6 chord, which is a thing. Maybe you've studied that before. You hit that 5 chord, you know, especially if it was like in this key. We could make it altered in some way, like this, or like this. This is the sharp 5, sharp 9 sound. And then instead of going to C, you go to the flat 6 chord instead, because it contains a C minor in it, basically. Just, wow, that just worked out, man. That's something I gotta keep in mind. Like, I've never thought about that before. In a minor key, this is how I would remember this in my brain. Transitions so well, not your typical key change. Yeah, I think so too. I think it sounds great. I'm really stoked on it. The way I would keep this for later, so to speak, is I think, okay, I'm in a minor key, I'm hitting a major 4 chord, like a Dorian sound, and then I'm, in my mind, determining that this is not the 4 chord of the key I'm in, this is the 5 chord of the key I'm going to. And then going from there. So that's my idea. I say minor key, 4 major, that 4 major is the 5 of a new key, go on from there. So that's like a thing, a little snapshot of a theoretical idea I can keep in mind for later if I'm improvising music on the guitar or if I'm writing a song or whatever. I try to keep a bunch of those things in mind. So I'm gonna end the stream here. I'm just gonna listen through this, the main part, and then we'll call it quits for today. I'm also wondering, okay, let's just play through this part too. I'm wondering if the key change is the time to start introducing in the acoustic drums in some way, to slowly make the transition. This whole section is in the original key, of course, so we're going to get back there, and I did mention that a couple of streams ago. We were going to leave the original key, and then come back to it for this section. I just wonder about now, potentially, I don't know, might not work, but doing something to bring in a little bit of an acoustic element to this section, to this key change section, just to... Sounds kind of like out of place. If I'm really light with it, it sounds okay. I'm just going to put that in for now, just so I remember for next time. Let's just do it like this, actually. For now, we'll go. Maybe layer those ones right on top. It's kind of cool, actually. Yeah, filtered could be cool. It's actually kind of working. Okay, yep, I'm happy with that. Good. Okay, well that was fun. I got a lot of interesting stuff done there. Someone earlier mentioned it's kind of sounding like some video game music, and it makes me think many years ago I did music for a mobile game where the idea was you were, there's like a UFO, like a flying saucer, over top of a planet, and it was like a 2D side-scrolling sort of thing, and you were like sucking up little dudes as fast as you could. And it's sadly not available anymore. It was for Android. It was actually released. But the music for it was actually kind of cool. And before I go, I'll just play you a little bit of that because it might be of interest to somebody. Because, I mean, nobody's ever going to hear it. So they may as well hear some of it here. So, let's see. Would I have put it in here? Yes. The game was called Abductor. And I hope that this audio is going to come through to you. Let me just turn off my, maybe start with like a bit crush on the acoustic ones, come in and slowly reduce it as it becomes more acoustic and video gamey. Yeah, that's actually a really cool idea. That's maybe the way to go. Yeah, so these were the tracks I did for the thing. There's like, I'm not going to play all of them, of course. I'll play the main theme. I don't even remember all of them anymore. I have a few favorite ones. The idea was it was going to be like it was a like 50s sci-fi thing. So theremins and kind of, you'll see. I'll just play a couple of them and you get the idea. Let me know if you can actually hear this or not. Sorry if it's loud. If James Bond was an alien, that's hilarious. And that's how it loops there. This thing has a loop function. Let's see how it goes. So that was one of them. I don't know what the menu theme is. Okay, it's the same. There's a... I really liked this failure theme. When you die, it's a short little thing. It just sounds like this. And then the levels have their own themes. I don't remember which ones are any good or not, but... Yeah, I wish the game had been better too. It just didn't play well, unfortunately, and didn't get great reviews, and then I think it just died. I took a lot of pride when I was making the music. I thought it was a lot of fun to do. Yeah, it was a blast, actually. I would love to do some more of this kind of stuff in the future. I just love writing this kind of music. Not this kind of music, video game music in general. I'm such a big gamer. This was done in 2015. Wow. Almost exactly 5 years ago. It's dope. Destination Moonbase Alpha was the shit back in the 70s. It had some high-pitched synths and melodies. Destroy All Humans just got a re-release and should have sold it to them. Yeah, straight up, actually. I saw that got a re-release, yeah. I'll play one more of these and then we'll sign off here. I don't know, moon theme or red theme. Let's see. They all had to be 1 minute. The levels had a 1 minute time limit on them. They're actually all on my SoundCloud, if anyone ever wants to check that out. I have a whole bunch of music on my SoundCloud from years ago, like, I don't know, 50 songs or something. Yeah, almost Western. That's totally true. Yeah, I think it's just soundcloud.com/my name, Max Konyi. I think that's the address. And yeah, so this music is on there and a bunch of other stuff is there. Electronic music, metal, I don't know, just all sorts of stuff from many years of working on things. All of this stuff was actually made with stock Contact instruments. I just had Contact 5, I think, back in the day because I bought Complete, and then I just used the basic stuff in there, and I threw it through some EQs to remove the highs and lows and whatever else, and ended up with that stuff. Check out Destroy All Humans if you haven't heard of it. Literally this aesthetic. I definitely know the game. I played it back in the day, and I haven't played the re-release, but maybe I'll give it a shot. I don't know what platforms it came out for. I'm mostly on PC these days, but I do have a PS4 and an Xbox, so whatever it's out for, I could give it a shot. I'm into it. Anyone else who's into gaming in the chat, let me know, because, man, that's a big part of my life. Megan will tell you. Megan's big into it, too. She's been playing Zelda recently, Breath of the Wild, which I played through last year quite a bit, and I just loved it. Loved it. One of the best games ever. I recently finished Doom, the new Doom, which was just incredible. Playing the new port for Horizon Zero Dawn on PC. Also totally amazing so far. So yeah, if you ever want to chat about games, I'm the dude. Morricone was great, but his greatest asset was his ability to create melody. Most composers nowadays can't do that and rely on textures. Straight up, man. Like, so much movie music now, and this may be in part due to the Hans Zimmer influence. I don't know. Not to say Hans Zimmer doesn't have melodies. He does, absolutely. But a lot of his music, especially in some of the bigger movies, many parts of it are highly atmospheric. And there's definitely a big trend today towards that, towards textural, sound design, atmospheric stuff versus old days of melody, more like classical music. Not saying one or the other is better, they're both good, but I sure like the idea, I sure like the idea of the melody thing tied to a character, you know, so that as that character evolves, the melody evolves. As that character becomes intertwined with another character, their melodies begin to intertwine. The harmony that is harmonizing that melody can be changed over time to shade the character in different ways while still giving hints of them through certain intervals that they play for that character. And I put great stock in melody. I think like it's just the... I mean, I'm not alone in that. It's not like this is some amazing thing I'm saying. This is like the top point of music, the focal point of music. And in a certain way, everything is melody. Drum patterns are a kind of melody. The top lines of chord progressions are melodies. Melodies are melodies. Bass lines are melodies. And I think the ability to write beautiful melody is like so important, especially if you're going to write music that is supposed to underscore visuals. depending on the visual. You can get by with purely atmospheric stuff too, no doubt about it. There's no black and white here, of course, but yeah, big fan of melody. In terms of a game score with great melodies, great writing, check out the Ori games. It's just amazing. The Ori games have a gorgeous soundtrack by Gareth Coker, I think his name is. Cocker, I'm not sure how you say his name. Definitely worth checking out. And if you're into metal, please listen to the Doom soundtracks. The new Doom soundtracks, 2016 Doom and Doom Eternal. It's like the heaviest shit I've ever heard. It's like the best parts of metal and electronic music and industrial, like all squeezed into one. By the way, Scunch, I think you're like not live with us on the stream. You're back a few minutes because your responses are like coming in from what I'm saying quite late. That happens at times if you like push the live button, or I don't know what it is, or refresh the page or something like that, it'll bring you up to speed again. But sometimes if you pause the video, or I don't know what happens, people can get a few minutes behind. So I think that might be what's happening with you at the moment. Yeah, so anyway, I mean, I could just talk about this stuff all day. I love game music and the whole world around it. I hope to be able to do some in the future. Oh, and please listen to the music from Hyperlight Drifter and play the game Hyperlight Drifter. It's got to be like top 3 games I've ever played. Unbelievably gorgeous in every way. A true masterpiece, a true piece of art. The music by Disaster Piece is just like, it's just where it's at for that style. It's just unbelievably good. It's just so worth it. Yes, those amazing game soundtracks. Have you heard The Last Guardian and Hollow Knight? I've heard the Hollow Knight, which I also love. Hollow Knight's an amazing game. Soundtrack was also amazing. And I have not played The Last Guardian actually at all. I completely forgot about that. And it's a PS4 exclusive, I want to say, right? That's the one with like the kid with the big beast with the wings, like the dog-looking massive beast or something like that. Oof, just the soundtrack. Forget the game. Oh, okay, sure. I'll check out the game. I'll check out the soundtrack then. It's good. I'm always looking for that kind of stuff. I keep playlists of it on Spotify, so I'm happy to check it out. Yeah, that one. Okay. Good. Okay. Well, it's been a total pleasure being with all of you. Thank you for sticking around. I'm just like blown away that some of you show up week after week and stay around for the whole session. It just means the world to me, and I appreciate the support so much. I never thought it would be like this, and it's as humble as it is right now. I'm humbled by the support of all of you, and for being around and showing up consistently and chatting with me. I really appreciate it. And I hope to be able to focus more time on this stuff in the future. And yeah, I'm working towards that now. I have other jobs that are taking my time. Luckily, they are musical jobs. My life is a musical one, and I get to do that all the time. So I'm very, very thankful for that. But I would really love to work more on the YouTube stuff, more on the streaming stuff, because the interaction with all of you is where it's at for me. I love community and to be talking about my passion with other people who are passionate about it, and being able to compose music and have fun with all you guys. So yeah, thank you so much. I really am very grateful for the situation. Paradox Games has a good composer. Oh, I don't know. I don't even know who Paradox Games is. I'll have to check that out. I just love hearing you speak about anything music or anything at all. You are a well of knowledge and passion. Thank you for your session. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, sweetie, for always being here. Megan is my life partner, for anyone who doesn't know, in the chat, and she's always here supporting me, and she's just the best. Yeah, you were behind in the stream. That's right. Great stream. Paradox Games is really good. Definitely check it out. Okay, Stellaris. I keep seeing Stellaris recommended on Steam, so maybe I'll take a look at it. That's a good idea. Thank you. Yeah, and if any of you want to chat more about this stuff, like music stuff, game stuff, soundtrack stuff, please just take a look in the description of this video. There's a link to my Discord in there, and it's kind of a ghost town right now with me chatting with the occasional person who comes through, which even that, I'm really stoked to chat with anybody in there. But if anyone of you wants to continue the conversation or just have other conversations, that's like right up my alley. So Discord's the place to do that. Thank you all. I hope you have a great rest of your day or night wherever you are. And I'll be here again next Sunday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And soon I'm going to have a series of courses on composition, theory and composition coming out. So please stay tuned for that if you're interested in learning directly from me in a more full-on way about how I think about composition and theory and all that. So that will be coming very soon. So, thank you all for sticking with me and for all your support. And I'll see you soon.